Hi everyone, welcome again to your channel. Thanks for the click. I hope you are doing well. So as you can see, we are still dealing with some vocabulary that we use in academic context or even in our daily life, in our daily use of English. So today, as you can see, we are going to talk about quantifying expressions. And when we talk about quantifying expressions, we talk about quantifiers, and this means that we are going to talk about the amount of something, the number of something, how much, how many, the size, the extent of something, etc. So this is what we are going to see here in these sentences. So here in these sentences we have so many expressions that have to do with quantity, quantifying expressions. We are going to go through all these sentences and stop at each expression. The exam was more or less difficult. The exam was more or less difficult. And when I say more or less, we can say to some extent difficult. Or very simply here, the exam was more or less difficult, which means the exam was a little bit difficult. It was not very difficult. It was not easy. A little bit difficult, to some extent difficult, more or less difficult. So this is what we mean by this expression, more or less. So this is a quantifying expression, more or less. Number two, he spent a great deal of time on his project. He spent a great deal of time, and when I say a great deal of time, which means an important time, a great deal, an important time, a lot of time. So we can say important or a lot of time on his project. He spent a great deal of time on his project. Okay, so this is the expression a great deal of time. He spent a great deal of time, which means a lot of time on his project, an important amount of time on his project. Number three, they need a large amount of money to set up a business. They need a large amount of money to set up a business. So we can say a large amount of, so amount of money or a lot of money, a great deal of money. They need a large amount of money to start business, or they need a lot of money to start a business. So a large amount of or a lot of money. Number four, a large number of students attended a seminar. A large number. So here to define the number with a large number or a lot of students attended the seminar. A lot of students attended, a large number of students attended the seminar. So here we have the number of, the amount of, or the deal of. So keep in mind, deal of and amount of, we use them with uncountable nouns like time and money. Not like number, the number, we use it with countable. So this is countable and these are uncountable. Uncountable nouns, countable nouns, like students, like books, like teachers, like houses, etc. So this is a large number of students attended the seminar. There is another one here in number five. So we can say he borrowed a significant amount of money from the bank. He borrowed a significant amount of money from the bank. Here we can say a significant amount of money or an important amount of money or a lot of money from the bank. So this is again can also be described as a lot of money, so a significant amount of money. And as you can see here, we have changed this, a large amount, and here we have a significant. So amount, number can be described with some adjectives like significant, like large, like we can also have something like small, for instance, small. We can have considerable, all right? We can have significant, we can have also important, okay, etc. So these are adjectives that we can use to describe the amount and to describe the number. So we can say a large number of, a considerable number of, a small number of. The same for amount, we can say a large amount, a small amount, a considerable amount, an important amount of money. Just keep in mind, the deal and amount of, we use them with uncountable nouns. The number, we use it with countable nouns. Number of students, the number of books, etc. The amount of money or the deal of time, the deal of money. All right, so these are very important collocations to keep in mind. This is one of his best articles. So this is one of, so he has many articles, and this one is one of. And as you can see, one of is always with a plural noun. It is plural. One of his best articles. This is one of the best students with S, plural. One of the best students, okay? So one of the best students, one of his best articles. So he has many best articles, many great articles, and this one is one of them, okay? An example. So this is example of, okay? So we can say example of his best articles, one of his best articles. None of his studies was successful. None of his studies, zero, so we can say zero. So this is a very important expression to remember. None or no one. None of the students is disruptive. None of his studies was successful. None of these sentences is difficult, which means all of them are easy. None of his studies was successful, which means he failed in all his studies, okay? So none of. People are becoming more and more interested in cryptocurrency, and more, which means increasing, okay? Increasingly interested in cryptocurrency. So people are becoming more and more. The interest is increasing, okay? They are becoming less and less interested in politics, less and less. So this is the opposite, decreasing, okay? Decreasing and increasing. So less and less interested in politics, more and more interested in cryptocurrencies. People are becoming more and more interested in cryptocurrencies, and they are becoming less and less interested in politics. Less, the number is, the interest is decreasing. No fewer than 200 people attended. No fewer than 200 people attended. So here, no fewer, so the number is probably more. So we can say the number is more than that. So the number is expected to be more than 2,000 people. No fewer than 2 people attended, which means at least 200 people, probably more than that, okay? Probably more than that. So no fewer than 200 people attended. Not like this. There are no more than 20 books in her library, which means that the number is probably less than that. So more, and here we can say less, probably. So the number is expected to be less than 20 books. Maybe 20, maybe less, but the maximum is 20. Here, the minimum is 200. So no fewer than, no more than. The video exceeding 5 minutes cannot be uploaded. Exceeding, more than, okay, more than, expected to be higher, let's say higher than 5 minutes. Exceeding more than 5 minutes cannot be uploaded. Cannot be uploaded in a certain website, for example. So exceeding, not exceeding. So sometimes we can use it with not exceeding. So we can say not exceeding something. So a video exceeding 5 minutes cannot be uploaded. Or for example, an article not exceeding 10 pages cannot be accepted in a certain journal, for example. Okay, so these are very crucial, very important, very necessary, we can call them quantifying expressions that we can use to talk about the number, to talk about the amount, to talk about the extent, to talk about how much, how many, etc. And by the way, these expressions can also be used in daily conversations, in our daily use of English, not only in academic contexts, in research, in presentations, in writing, in whatever. Even in daily use of English, these expressions can be used and can be very important. See you in another episode with another lesson. Have a good time and goodbye.